Our coverage from Sioux Falls continues on with NDSU. Coach Collins joining us. Coach, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you ladies doing?
We're doing good.
Good.
This is our third year here, at the Summit League Media Days. It's exciting. You get a little preview of the year from all the coaches. What's yours for us? What can we expect from this NDSU team?
First, I would like to thank you guys for coming.
Oh,
this is great. You guys do a great
Thank
job.
you.
You're always so prepared, and you've been added so much to this day. So this is awesome.
We appreciate that.
I love our team. This is maybe our first time in a while where we have some upperclassmen that have kind of been through it a little bit, where we have a group of juniors who have kind of stayed together and had some great moments and had some tough moments and grown from both. And, we're a couple weeks into practice. I think yesterday morning was practice 11. And I think our players feel like we're a little farther along than we've normally been at practice 11, which I think is always a good sign when it's going a little slower.
Yeah.
Things are processing easier and some of those things, and we've mixed in some new players that are going to give us great pieces and great depth and to go with our returners. So it's been a really smooth start so far. They're working hard, and I love working with this group.
Yeah, you say you love this team. What do you see from them in the summer when it's kind of like, it's the team that kind of does a lot of that work? What do you see from them in that time period that was like, okay, you know what, I really like what we got going on here?
Well, I think I love kids that love the game and love to play and love to practice. We all know it's a grind at certain points, and basketball's we're almost year-round now, and you barely get time off. A couple weeks in May and a couple weeks in August. Other than that, you're with your coaches, and there's a lot being asked of you all the time. And when you come in the summer and you're still really enthusiastic about being there and you're having fun with your teammates and their smiles to go along with the sweat and all the hard things that go with it, I think that to me is just the kind of people I want to be around with my personality. And those are the things that made me, okay, this is going to be a fun group and I'm going to enjoy it.
You were here last year with two veteran seniors, the two Abbies. They've since graduated. You've got new faces on this roster. What were you looking to fill? If you said, I had needs, these are things that we've got to think about, not only with the kids that were coming back, but then some of the new ones, in thinking about how this team got after it on the defensive end last year. You were able to score the basketball when you needed to. But how do you put together that roster when you lose such big, solid veterans for you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously both, Abby Draper and Abby Schulte were big pieces of what we did last year. They had their own roles and what they were very good at and capable of, and but we needed to. We weren't as efficient offensively last year as we had been, and when you graduate at L. Evans or lose an L. Evans year before, graduate Heaven Hamling the year before that, who were dynamic offensive players for you. I don't know that we had that dynamic offensive piece. Last year was more team-oriented. Obviously, Avery Coonan came on late and was about 20-10 kid, really late in the year for a long time, and became a go-to player for us. And we had other players that were consistent and good, but not probably anybody you're going to, hey, she might get us 20 tonight or 25. I think Avery kind of became the only one that maybe do that. This year I think we have multiple players that could lead us in scoring on a nightly basis, and it could be this kid's night. We're going to have some consistent production out of a few kids, but I think there's going to be 3 or 4 others that could pop up and might get you 15 and are capable of doing that. And we needed more balanced scoring. From last year, we were pretty potent inside with Drapes and Avery. We were inconsistent shooting the ball from the perimeter. That's been a lot better this year with some additions and just becoming better skilled players. So that's what I would say. I thought more options offensively is what we needed.
Yeah.
And then defensively, we're going to be able to pressure the ball a lot more and maybe dictate some pace a little bit more that way.
2 sophomores for you, preseason second team, all-conference selections. Marissa Frost and Jocelyn Schiller is a first-team all-conference selection. She's a transfer for you from North Dakota. Talk about these 2 young ladies, because I think they've got a lot of opportunity to be those key contributors for you. How important are they in the mix?
Yeah, they're both really fun. I'm glad they're on my team. And it's actually really fun to watch them go at it. every day.
Yeah.
And not only when they're on opposite teams and they have to guard each other and go at it, but obviously when they get to play together, that's really fun too. Those are both two really fast kids that can push the pace. They're great. They can score it, but they can also, create for other people because they can get the ball pretty much where they need to get it whenever they want to, just being able to get downhill.
Yeah.
They're slightly different styles. Marissa Frost is a downhill to the rim. Get to that left hand, whether you think she can or can't, she's going to probably get there most of the time anyways. And Jossie's just a great creator, either for herself or for her teammates. And that gives us two fairly dynamic guards, I think, that are going to be hard to cover, going to be able to create opportunities for the people around. And, I think Avarie's going to benefit from that. I think Abby Kay's going to benefit and get the three balls she wants to be able to get off. Molly Lenz is going to be a beast for us this year as well. But those two, the pace that they're going to be able to create for our team on both ends, I think is going to be fun to play with and for our fans to watch too.
I looked at your schedule. I feel like the first 14 to 15 days, not an easy grind at all for this group. You're going to open at UNI. You've got your home opener against Gonzaga. You're going to play at the Pentagon here in Sioux Falls. You're going to play Nebraska November 16th. What was the philosophy around the challenge early, and what do you want to see from these kids?
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten to the point where, it's harder at this level. You're not really scheduling for an at-large bid.
Right.
You know what
Correct.
I mean? So
to peak, and you got to look at it in pieces, right?
And we're trying to get prepared for Summit League play and to win as many of those 16 games as we can in January and February. So you want a good balance of, hey, I need people that are going to push us and maybe better than us, and we got to go challenge ourselves, and mixed with a game, hey, this is a team we should win and beat. And we got to go out and do that the way we need to. And you're learning from all those things. And as we get a little bit better and get more veteran, we want to play better teams. Obviously, Gonzaga, Tulane, Nebraska, going to UNI, those are all, really good teams, great challenges. But we feel like we're on that level too, and would have a chance in all those. So it's just a little bit of both. We'll see who we are real quick.
Yeah.
And that'll tell you what you got to work on.
Yeah.
Preseason number 2, and year in, year out, that's the expectation for this program, to be preseason 1, 2, 3. How early is that expectation laid for, the veterans know what the expectation is, but for these younger girls, hey, this is what NDSU basketball is, and we expect to be in the top tier of this league year in and year out?
Yeah, I mean, that's for the young ones, that's what we recruited them on, and told them what the expectation was. And, the polls come out, and, as a coach, it is what it is. I'm much more concerned about what our players feel like we are, what their expectations are for our season, how they feel like we should do. And then, are we going to hold ourselves accountable to wanting to be that on a daily basis and practice that way and compete that way? And, I think our team is ready to take another step and be, right in the mix for a regular season championship, and hopefully get to this tournament here and play in that championship game and see if we can get it done. I mean, that's what we talk about. That's what we want to happen. And then it's up to us to daily go out there and do the work to get it done.
Absolutely.
We'll talk to Avarie and Abby here in a second. Where have you seen those two players elevate their game already so far in this offseason? Yeah,
I mean, they've both been really good in practice here lately. And Avarie's kind of turned the corner last year, about mid-January as a sophomore, and just got really comfortable with, hey, this is who I can be, this is what I can do. And then having the expectations to go out and do that consistently is a little bit different than, hey, at one every 3 games I have a good game. But now I know I can do it every night against anybody, and it doesn't matter. And that's how she's practiced. She's been a load in practice. It's been really hard to, try to contain her.
That's a good sign, though, right?
It's great. 'Cause she's, and it's mostly against our practice guys, so that's good too.
Yeah, exactly.
She's demanding the ball. She's putting herself in position to get the ball. And then she's finishing at a high level, and her the whole game has slowed down for her. She came out of high school from a small town and played for a smaller AAU program, not the highest level of competition. And then, the game was just really fast for her as a freshman. Just head spin. I got to call this ball screen defense, and then 1 second later is another different kind over here.
Yeah. It's a lot to it's a lot.
Oh, it's a ton.
Yeah.
It's a ton.
Yeah.
And that process is different for people, and you catch up to that over different periods of time. And for her, the game has just slowed down tremendously. She's gotten better athletically, physically stronger. She's moving better. The game's slowed down. That's a good mix. for a player. And then AK has just been, she played a lot of 3 last year. She'll probably play some 4 for us this year. She was a 4 as a freshman. She's kind of that in-betweener. Maybe the toughest kid on our team. She shot the ball lights out last year and is going to do that again this year. Shot it well in practice. She's been out with she had a little off-season surgery cleanup, so it's only been full since we started school here.
Okay.
But getting her legs back under her. They're 2 of the best leaders on our team that all the kids on our team look to. They set the tone every day. She's a great teammate. She started. We don't talk about AK very much, but she started almost all the games as a freshman, and she started about every game last year. And she's
just shy of 30 minutes. Yeah, just shy of 30 minutes a game
30
last
minutes
year.
a game and does a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
And those are the kind of players that help you win championships.
Coach, I'll leave you on this one. What is your biggest challenge to your group this year and what you want to see them accomplish and define success for themselves?
Yeah, I think, the thing that we're gonna get back and have a big meeting tomorrow. We've been practicing for 2 weeks and kind of set the expectations tomorrow. And I'm going to ask them, what do you want other teams to think of us? When they get ready to play us, what are 3 things you want them to say, hey, this NDSU does this, and this really well. So we're going to get those things defined a little bit. I think for me, with our team, now that we're older and more mature, consistency is what I really want to see. I think we're good enough. It's can we be that good team night in and night out through a full season, through a full Summit League season, and not have, because we've had some times where, hey, we're a good team, but maybe you drop a game you shouldn't have lost. There was 4 games last year throughout the season where I didn't feel like we had any business losing.
Okay.
And that little bit, that was immaturity, maybe not ready to go, some youthfulness in some spots. I'd like to take care of that. We know we're not going to go undefeated. I have no expectation, but being consistent throughout the year, I think, is going to be something that we really try to hang our hat on.
Absolutely.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck to you and your NDSU squad.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Our coverage of the Summit League Women's Hoops continues on with NDSU. Avery Coonan, Abby Kraswinski joining us. Guys, how are we doing today?
Good. How are you?
We're doing great. This is our 3rd year here. We're excited to be back and preview some Summit League hoops. What's been the, excitement around this gym and just what you guys have cooking?
I think we're just really excited to be back in this gym just from our previous years and just really excited to get back in here and show everyone what we can do.
Yeah, for sure. I think, we're excited to hopefully get back here next year and then keep playing.
Coach said he really loves this team. He really likes what you guys have going on. How would you guys describe what this preseason's looked like, what the summer was really about for this group, and what makes this group so special?
I think our connection's really special. I mean, we're really close on the court and also off the court, and I think it's really showing. And we're having a lot of fun while we're doing that. So it's really just kind of helping us kind of achieve all of our dreams. So.
Yeah, it's kind of been fun to see how everyone, especially the new girls, have kind of meshed with all of us, and just building relationships with everyone on and off the court has been super fun.
Yeah, Coach said you guys are also 2 of the biggest leaders on this team as well. How have your guys' roles evolved as you have welcomed some new players? What does that look like for you guys off the court, on the court?
Yeah, I think just growing in maturity and knowledge of the game definitely helps a lot, when you can step confidently into that leadership role and kind of set an example of what it means to work hard, what it means to show up every day and give it your best effort, and then just be there to also support your teammates as you go.
Yeah, it helps that we have a couple years under our belt just to kind of, once again, lead the example and just show the younger players what it's all about. And I think that's really helped just us kind of take in another role of leadership on this team.
You both are juniors now. I always say sometimes there's a sophomore slump. I don't think either one of you had that whatsoever a season ago. But I would ask you each, as you look back on last year and thought about this season, what were the areas of focus for you in your game? What did you say, this is where I can be better, this is what I need to do to take it to the next level? Avery, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I think for me a big thing was growing my confidence, especially just like shooting, especially from the free throw line. That was a big thing for me too, and being able to finish more plays and kind of just putting that work in by myself in the gym and with my coaches, and kind of leaning on others to support me, and just watching film, doing all the little things that I can to grow my confidence in my game.
Absolutely. Abby?
Yeah, I think my sophomore year I had a little bit different role than I did freshman year.
Yeah.
And so kind of just embracing all of the heart, all of the struggle, but also all of the good things that come along with that too. I think obviously leaning on my teammates, leaning on my coaches just for extra guidance and everything. It just really helped kind of take it to the next level.
Coach said you both have been pretty much beasts in practice, so I think that's a really good sign. I know that the three-point shot has been a point of emphasis within your system. It's something that you both have been able to do, to be able to step out, to be multifaceted scorers. When you play with pace, when you get yourself in the half court, what is the definition of good shots within this Bison offense? Because I think coaches define that maybe sometimes differently than players
Yes.
may. What do you think? What's that good shot, the one they really want?
Well, the one they really want is obviously not just the first look.
Yeah.
We kind of want to work it through the team and just obviously get, whether it's the closest to the basket or obviously a wide open shot. So I think if we're just passing the ball and kind of sharing the ball, that really gets us the best shot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. I would also say in transition, we've, especially in practice, put a lot of emphasis on looking to score in transition, whether that's dribbling in and kicking it out for an open three, or taking it all the way. We've got guards that can really take it the full length of the court. Marissa Frost is an example of that.
Yeah.
Like, she gets down low and can finish with her left hand really well. So looking to play fast also.
And my last question to the two of you is, while there's some faces that are different from last year, you guys return, there's also some new ones. And what do you think is the most important thing as you guys get into the gym? Because we can talk about the off-the-floor stuff and Bonnie and spending time together, but when you're in the practice piece of it and you've got those new players or those young players, what is it as experienced ones do you really focus on and tell them, hey, this is where we got to be dialed in?
I think for us, we really start on the defensive end because a lot of times offense just comes from our defense. And so we really try to hold each other accountable. I mean, they can hold us accountable. We can hold them accountable. It kind of goes both ways. But just being able to kind of call out each other and kind of coach up each other will really help us.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, like what she said. Defense is super important, and also holding each other accountable. But no matter what drill we're doing, we're going 110%, putting in our max effort, and when we do that, you're getting the most out of everything you do in practice.
Well, they say defense wins championships, so I think you're on to something right there, ladies.
I love it. Okay, I also want to ask about the deep run in the WNAT, going to the grade 8. Just how much benefit did that bring this team of getting those extra practices in, getting the extra time with your team, and confidence that you can win in March?
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone kind of knows that we didn't finish well in the Summit League tournament last year, and being able to move on from that and prove ourselves, I feel like was huge for us. We really talked about just playing confident in that WNIT tournament, and I thought we did a really good job. We kind of we started to really mesh really well at the end of last year, and it was a ton of fun to just play with everyone. And I'm super excited to see how that's going to help us this year.
It kind of brought like a thing of connectivity, like just for everyone. Like, let's just band together. Let's try to get this done. Let's try to make as big of a run as we can.
I love it. All right, well, I'm going to end both of you on a fun question I've been asking all the players. If you got to pick one celebrity to sit courtside for your game, you got to meet him afterwards, everything, what celebrity are you guys picking?
I'm saying Justin Bieber.
All right, there we
Ready to
go.
go. Okay.
Straight up.
All right.
See, I'm saying Cameron Brink.
Oh, yeah, there you
Her
go.
lookalike.
I love it. Love it. No, that was very true. Very LA. There we
You're going to
go.
be dropping a lot of points if JB's in the stands.
Seriously, I'm going to have to.
That would make it fun.
Yes. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for the time, and best of luck to you and your NDSU crew this year.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Thanks, ladies.
Yeah, thank you.